Hi everyone. Today, we are going to talk about what ego means. What is ego? You'll learn where this concept comes from, why it's important to understand, how to use it in your life, and which scientists have studied it. Let's get started.
The meaning of ego.
The ego is a concept from psychology and philosophy that describes our perception of ourselves. It's our personality, our I. The ego helps us understand ourselves as separate individuals and interact with the world around us.
The origins of the concept.
The term ego comes from the Latin word ego, meaning I. It was first popularized in the field of psychoanalysis by Sigmund Freud. Freud divided the psyche into three parts: the ID, the ego, and the superego. The ID is our instinctual desires and needs. The superego is our moral conscience, and the ego is the rational part that balances between them.
Why it's important to know about ego.
Knowing about your ego helps you better understand your motivations, desires, and actions. This knowledge contributes to emotional intelligence, improves self-control, and enhances interpersonal relationships.
How to use ego in life.
It's important to learn how to manage your ego. Let's look at two examples using popular movie characters. Scenes from different movies. First, being aware of your ego. Think of Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tony is aware of his strengths and weaknesses. When facing challenges, he uses his intelligence and collaborates with other Avengers, recognizing that he can't do everything alone. He balances his ego with his responsibilities and the needs of the team. This is an example of how being aware of your ego helps you use resources rationally and achieve your goals. Second, not being aware of your ego. Now, let's look at Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. Anakin is often driven by his impulsive desires and emotions. His inability to manage his ego leads him to make decisions that ultimately result in his transformation into Darth Vader. His unchecked ego causes harm to himself and those around him. This is an example of how not being aware of your ego can lead to impulsive and destructive behavior. I think the difference between these examples is clear. Being aware of your ego helps Tony Stark better manage his resources and interact with others, while Anakin Skywalker, not being aware of his ego, acts impulsively and destructively.
Who studied the ego?
Besides Freud, significant contributions to the study of the ego were made by Carl Jung and Erik Erikson. Jung expanded the concept of the ego by introducing the collective unconscious. Erikson, in turn, developed the theory of psychosocial development, where the ego plays a key role at various stages of a person's life. The philosophy of ego. Philosophers have also paid attention to the concept of the ego. For example, René Descartes, one of the founders of modern philosophy, stated, "Cogito ergo sum." It means, I think, therefore I am. This phrase emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and rational thinking in defining our existence.
Application of ego in psychology.
In psychology, the concept of the ego is used in various therapeutic methods. For example, in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, attention is paid to how our thoughts, often guided by the ego, influence our feelings and behaviors. In Gestalt therapy, the ego is considered as a part that helps a person recognize their needs and ways to satisfy them. You need to know it. Tips for managing your ego. Managing your ego can greatly enhance your personal and professional life. Here are some tips to help you. Practice self-reflection. Regularly take time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This can help you understand your ego's influence and make more conscious decisions. Seek feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback from others. It can provide valuable insights into how your ego affects your interactions and help you make improvements. Cultivate humility. Recognize that you don't have all the answers and that learning from others is a sign of strength, not weakness. Mindfulness and meditation. These practices can help you become more aware of your ego and reduce impulsive reactions. Being present in the moment allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. Set clear boundaries. Knowing your limits and respecting them helps maintain a healthy ego. It's important to say no when necessary and prioritize your well-being. So, We've learned what the ego is, its historical origins, why it's important to know about it, and how to use it in life. We've also looked at the contributions of scientists and philosophers to the study of the ego and its application in various psychological methods. I hope this video helped you better understand what the ego is and why it matters. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave your comments. See you soon in the next videos.